You're with the Break-a-Leggers, and we're in London's West End at the Wyndhams Theatre
to see Don Juan in Soho.
So stay tuned to find out how many legs,
whether it's break a leg
or leg it. So, Don Juan in Soho, what do we know about this piece?
A play by Patrick Marber. It's based on the 17th century text by playwright Molière, French. It's also been directed by Patrick Marber, this production, and it tells the story of the debauched seducer, but in a modern day setting.
Yes, Patrick Marber, who also recently adapted Hedda Gabler at the National Theatre, which we reviewed this year in February.
He's also directed Travesties at the Apollo Theatre,
which we're seeing tomorrow. In the lead role is David Tennant, who came to international attention as the 10th incarnation of Doctor Who, and is also currently in the hugely popular Broadchurch.
An award-winning theatre actor, David has his roots very much on stage.
Also in the cast is Olivier winner Adrian Scarbrough.
Adrian's a stalwart of the theatre, but perhaps best known as his role as Pete in TV's Gavin and Stacey.
As it's based on the legend of Don Juan, we're expecting it's going to be a little bit saucy and comes with an age restriction of 16 plus.
So maybe we're in for a bit of titillation at the theatre tonight.
We'll let you know at the interval. So we've come to the interval of Don Juan in Soho, which means it is time for the Break-a-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown. Go! So the piece is about Don Juan, modern equivalent DJ, and his chauffeur Stan. DJ wants to sleep with everything, and Stan is there trying to mop up all of the mess.
Exactly. The relationship between DJ and Stan is beautiful. Adrian Scarborough's performance is a delight, hilarious, well-timed. Piece is modern, minimal production, but works really, really well.
It is so funny. The audience is laughing in the aisles. It's extremely modern, loads of modern-day references.
So far, so good. We're really enjoying to see what the next part has to bring.
So we've come to the end of Don Juan in Soho. What did you make of that?
I had a blast. Hilarious, fast-paced, really lovely production. Broke things up with some musical interludes, bit of choreography. Just the piece was really well crafted, very well directed, well put together, but above all else, well written.
Yeah, it was hilariously funny. It was well delivered, as Simon says. A real mix of mediums, some dance in there, some singing numbers, some beautiful lighting, some nice effects. They come swinging out at the audience at one point on a, what are they called?
Like a pedalo.
Pedalo?
No, that's a rickshaw.
Yeah, they come flying out in a rickshaw.
I hear you ask. Was he in the cast?
For me, a standout performance was Adrian Scarbrough as the kind of sidekick chauffeur, as Stan. He was hilarious, great comic timing, lovely lines, well delivered, great relationship with David Tennant as DJ.
I absolutely agree. It put me in mind of Arthur, the film with Sir John Gielgud and Dudley Moore. They're kind of off the rails type rich boy with his doting kind of butler, and him trying to rein him a little bit. I don't know if that was partly based on Don Juan, the original Arthur film, but it felt like a real modern take on that type of story. Not a remake like the Warful one with Russell Brandon that we'll just forget exists, but like a good remake.
Yeah, and although this piece was first done, was it 10 years ago, at the Donmar Warehouse, there's a lot of modern references which make it so modern and so up-to-date and so now.
They've definitely taken a look at the script and thought, how can we make this 2017? And they've done it. It doesn't feel shoehorned in, they've done it really sympathetically, and it's worked so well.
So, how many legs for this piece, I hear you ask?
So, for Don Juan, played by Patrick Marber, here at the Wyndhams Theatre, just over there, we are going to give...
4 legs for this piece. If you get a chance to see it, do see it. It is really good fun. Not for children, so definitely more of an adult theme.
Playing until the middle of June, you've got time. There's tickets available to get down to the Wyndhams and see Don Juan.
We'll catch you later.
For the Break-a-Leggers, like, subscribe and follow us on Twitter. Bye!